So for the last week and a half, we've learned about the Great Depression in Europe, mainly focusing on the 1930s. So we're just going to do a quick review. So if you're studying for your test tomorrow night and you need a review, this will be on my website, and feel free to look at it. We're going to start with our just overview of World War I and how it led to the Great Depression. So we've talked about how in World War I, Germany, the end result is Germany is blamed. So that's our first point. Germany blamed. Okay. The treaty that this is written on, so the War Guilt Clause, is called the Treaty of Versailles. Make sure you know for your exam tomorrow. Okay, with the Treaty of Versailles, remember we talked about reparations. So reparations are where in the Treaty of Versailles are where Germany owes money to France. In order to pay this money, the United States is lending money to Germany so they can pay back France because France owes money to the United States. So it's kind of like a circle. So it just all goes together, and this is why these three countries are connected in the interdependence, because they're all depending on each other. But when the Great Depression hits, it can't happen because none of them have money. So the stock market crashes in 1929, or excuse me, 1929. Stock market crash. 1929. Okay. Sorry. 1929. This creates a global crisis. It's a global crisis because multiple countries are involved because of World War I. So many people are in debt after World War I that it's not just the United States with the Great Depression, or Germany, or France, or any other European country. It's worldwide. Make sure you know reasons for why it is a global crisis. Okay, so specifically we talked about Germany and we talked about France. So Germany, let's not use that marker. Okay, so what do we know about Germany? America is loaning money to Germany. America loaning money. Okay. Politically, once the Great Depression hits, they're falling apart. Politically and economically. Politically is how Hitler rises to power. Hitler rises, spreads Nazism, which we know leads to World War II. Economically, unemployment soars. Unemployment soars economically. So all of this is how Hitler takes advantage and gains power and spreads Nazism. The other country we talked about a lot was France. So France is hurt more in World War I, suffers more in World War I, and their Great Depression in France is much milder. So, mild depression. depression is much more mild in France because inflation never soars. Inflation doesn't soar. Okay. Also, we know that how France and Germany are not getting along in this time period, and we have an issue at it's called the Munich Conference, which we've talked about. At this conference, Hitler gets his way and he remains in power and gains power. This is because France does not want another war. France doesn't want war. Okay? By 1939, all of this doesn't matter because France has had enough, and they have now decided once Germany invades Poland, they declare war on France, France declares war on Germany, therefore we have World War II. All of this has to do with World War I, most importantly the Great Depression and how the Great Depression links the two. Tomorrow is your exam. Hopefully this quick little review will help. If you have any questions, you can email me, but really try to read this, remember our rap that we did, and study hard. Good luck.